All right, welcome to the party. So now the most difficult part of my job is selecting just a few books and sharing those with you. So I love so many of them, it's really hard for me to narrow them down. So I'm going to do my best. So let's start with some of our baby books. So that's not my series. There are over 30 in this series, and they're extremely popular because kids love the touchy-feely, and there's repetitive "that's not my" on every page are fantastic for pre-readers too. So I honestly say these books, any of the "that's not my" books, are really perfect for birth through kindergarten. So these make great beginning readers. And again, you have all the textures and the touchy-feelies on those. Another fun book for like toddlers and preschoolers is our new Muddle Match books. So as you've seen before, there are books that you can flip and change their clothes, change the words. And kids really love this kind of interaction, and they get to make silly pictures and silly words that don't make any sense sometimes, but you know, they're part of the story. So there's a one for girls and there's a boy one too. So this is a super fun title. Another series of books that is actually great for vocabulary building. So just identifying and spotting things. So 1,000 Things on the Go. There are more in this series, but they're just pictures with the words underneath them. But again, great vocabulary builders. So those are for like our younger audiences. And then as they're growing up and they're starting to learn how to read, we also have some wonderful packs to help them learn to read. So this is a Start to Read pack. It comes with 8 books. Some of you may be familiar with the very first reading set, so this is very similar to that. And what I like about this one is that it's parent-child read together. So you'll have the parent page, and then you'll have the child's page. And so this is really important because the kids are going to see, hey, my parent read a page, or my grown-up, whoever's with me, and I read a page. They're not going to necessarily see that my parent read 20 words and I only read 3. They're still going to feel the success of that, and it's all phonics based. So I used these with 2 of mine, so very fun. I can attest to that from a personal experience. And then we have some other collections that are like this, and it's a picture book format. So the books are bound, so there's multiple stories inside, but you're going to see bright illustrations. So it's that fun picture book format, but because there's only one book binding, even though there's multiple stories, you get it at a reduced cost. So there are several collections like this: stories for girls, stories for boys, classic stories. There's just a bunch in this series. So and now my little one, my little 6-year-old, is going to share one of her favorite books with us. So come here. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay, show the book. What do you have there?
Alice Adventures in Wonderland.
And why do you like this book?
Because of the silly caterpillar.
Because of the silly caterpillar? Where's the silly caterpillar? We're all right there. Yes, so this is one of our newer titles, and as soon as it came out of the box, she just grabbed it and has been reading it herself, pretty much. So what's also nice about these books is it's got the nice padded cover. The illustrations, there's not as many illustrations on these ones because they really are more of they're the actual unabridged collections, but the illustrations are very welcoming and appealing to children. And then it has the built-in ribbon bookmark. So thank you for sharing. All right, and then the next thing I wanted to share, also great for young learners, is our Lift the Flap books. So one of our newest titles is Look Inside a Castle. And so you'll see it's small, so perfect for little hands with the rounded corners. Durable, sturdy cardboard pages. And then flaps. So you're going to find a lot of Usborne books are very interactive because children, you know, putting a book in front of them and just saying, here, read this book is one thing, and some kids will do it. But putting a book in front of a kid and say, here, read this, and you also get to do these fun flaps at the same time, they might be a little bit more inclined to do that. So there are tons. So look inside a castle. There's look inside your body, look inside the solar system. There's a ton in this series. And then for a little bit older, we have the See Inside nonfiction series. So this is a very popular one, See Inside Your Body. So again, Isn't that fun to see? Anybody eating? No. And then my other daughter has a favorite Lift the Flap book that she's going to share with you.
Hi.
So what do you have? And this is my 9-year-old.
I have a Lift the Flap times table book. I like it because it can help children learn their multiplication page. So there's multiple ones. The ones times table, the twos, the threes, and the fours, the fives, the six, the eight, the nine.
I think we skipped 7, but it is in there.
Yes. 10, 11, and 12, and then here's a chart. And then there's a flap here, a flap, and a flap here. You can read off of them. You don't even have to open them if you don't want to. And then at the end, once you've completed it, times table challenge.
Don't show them all the answers, but just say.
So 4 times 2 is 8.
But if you get it wrong, what does it show?
Snakes.
Oh, nobody wants snakes.
No.
So this is a fun one. I've even found her in her bed. Instead of reading a book, she's playing with this book. So a great, fun, interactive way to learn multiplication. And she has another favorite.
Usborne Illustrated Fairy Tales. I like it because there's so many amazing stories in there. I also like the ribbon bookmarks. There's multiple stories in it. There's Sleeping Beauty, the Emperor and the Nightingale, Beauty and the Beast, the Dragon Painter, the Frog Prince, the Elves and the Shoemaker, Little Red Riding Hood, Cinderella, the Swan Princess, and the Emperor's New Clothes.
And it's illustrated because there are a ton of pictures throughout the book. So it just really makes it fun.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. And there are several in this collection as well. So there's illustrated stories for girls, stories for boys, classics for girls, classics for boys.
There's even
classics for children.
Shakespeare one.
Shakespeare. Stories from around the world. Norse myths. Yep. There's just a ton in this series. And again, they're a great value because they are the multiple books in one binding. So you're not paying the price to bind individual books. So these collections with the multiple stories are only $19.99, so a great value. So thank you for sharing. Okay, some of the next fun things that we have is Usborne is, again, like I said, known for their interactive books. So this is a very, very, very popular book. So it's a dinosaur stencil book, and what's fun about this is you get a book and you get an activity in one. So if you have any little boys and girls that love dinosaurs, you pull out the stencil page. Even without the stencil page, though, you still have the book. And then you can pop it in, and these are very sturdy, so they'll get, they won't get frustrated. Like I remember growing up, I got really frustrated with stencils because they kept bending. So this is a really popular collection here. And then we also have a lot of sticker books, because kids love stickers. Again, interactive. So this is one of our collections of sticker books, and it says it's 1,000 animal stickers, but then they also have pages where they can use those stickers and build and design their own pages. So there are, if you flip through the stickers on these, you're going to find a lot in this series. And then there are specific sticker books for topics. You can do educational ones, nonfiction. So they're going to learn about the fashions in the 1920s. There are stickers, they're geared towards boys, but you know, boys and girls both love these. Rescue missions. So the stickers are all in the center, and then they get to have the story part, and then where they get to do the dressing. And then, of course, there's pink ones for girls. But there are a ton of sticker books, and I know a lot of times parents are like, oh, I don't want to do any stickers, but you know, they really are a great way for kids to learn. So, and then now they've even done some with the Greek myths and Shakespeare. So So these are fantastic learning tools. And then even for young ones, they have Get Ready for School, so learning shapes. There's a lot of ways to get kids interacted with books and to enjoy them. And then along the line of activity books, can you go take care of her, please? Are a lot of drawing books. So I think our drawing books are second to none, and I really love, because I can't draw at all. I use these to help me because I really have no drawing ability. But a lot of Usborne books, activity books, you'll see like the science activity books have pictures and illustrations on how to do things. So you'll see across the bottom it has step-by-step examples of how to do it. And this one actually has the drawing space to do it as well. So any of our art activities or our science activities are going to have the step-by-step illustrations. And then another thing Usborne does that no other company does is they have the best coloring books ever. So these ones, so there's a series, drawing and doodling, coloring, and there's girls, boys, fashion, and then there's, I think, for little kids too. So, but there's a bunch in this series. But basically what they do is they provide the template and the suggestions, and then they encourage the child to be creative and finish the artwork. So these are a lot of fun. And then you'll see, I don't have necessarily one of these, I don't know if I have a sample page here, but with Usborne, when they do coloring books, all the background is going to be colored in because they don't want the child to get frustrated like I'm just coloring all this blue forever and ever and ever. So the background will be colored in for them, and what they will do is they'll do all the details. So, and then one of our newer collections are the Doodle a Day and then the big drawing pad. So these ones, you just grab your pen, pencil, you tear the pages out as you go, and it has them numbered day 1, day 2, but again it just gives them ideas, and it just really keeps them entertained and occupied, and kids really do love these. I can give these to my kids and they'll be quiet for a long time. The good quiet. And then this is the same way. It's a tear off kind of a format, but just bigger presentation. So lots of fun. And now I'm going to have my oldest, who is 12, come and share some of his favorites. Do you want to sit on my lap?
No.
Okay, so have a seat.
Okay, so my favorite books are the conspiracy series, and because they're full of action and like non-stop what's gonna happen next. They're really a page turner. And there's also Missing, which is part of the Black Ops trilogy, which is connected to the conspiracy series, and I like that about this because it's like continuing everything. And I also like this book, Supercars. It is a little more of pictures than words, but you get to learn cool stuff about them, the cars, and that's why I like these books.
Thank you. From show and tell, because like I said, I will just continue on and on and on. So we have over 1,500 titles to choose from. So I'm going to put up some collections with age ranges to help you out. And I wanted to include my family because this is something I do with my family and not to my family. So they're a big part of my business. As you can see, this is super fun and super easy to do. If you would like to host your own party, simply let us know, and we'll get you hooked up, and you'll get to choose free books of your choice and discounted books as well. So here's our current catalog, and you can find all these collections online. But like I said, I'll help make it easy for you and post some clips up for you. All right, let's continue the party. Thanks.